Think you know history? Think again. Here are 10 facts that will blow your mind. The Dancing Plague of 1518. In 1518, the city of Strasbourg witnessed one of the strangest events in history, the Dancing Plague. It started with one woman dancing fervently in the streets, and soon hundreds joined her. The dancing lasted about a month, with many participants dying from heart attacks, strokes, and exhaustion. The Great Emu War. In 1932, Australia declared war on emus. These large, flightless birds were destroying crops in Western Australia. Despite using machine guns, the emus scattered and survived, leading to a complete failure of the operation. Cleopatra's distance from the pyramids. Cleopatra VII lived closer in time to the first moon landing in 1969 than to the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The Great Pyramid was completed around 2560 BC, while Cleopatra reigned from 5130 BC. That's over 2,000 years apart. Reign of fish in Honduras. In the town of Lloro, Honduras, it literally rains fish at least once a year. Known as lluvia de peces, this phenomenon follows heavy rainstorms. Scientists speculate that waterspouts might be scooping up the fish and dropping them overland. Operation Paul Bunyan. In 1976, a bizarre and tense event unfolded in the Korean DMZ over a poplar tree. After 2 U.S. soldiers were killed by North Korean forces over trimming the tree, the U.S. launched Operation Paul Bunyan. They deployed chainsaw-wielding soldiers protected by armed troops and vehicles to cut it down. Lincoln and Kennedy coincidences. The eerie coincidences between Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy's assassinations will give you chills. Both were succeeded by men named Johnson, and both had secretaries who warned them. Lincoln's secretary named Kennedy warned him not to go to the theater, and Kennedy's secretary named Lincoln warned him not to go to Dallas. Strange but true, the London beer flood. In 1814, a giant beer vat ruptured in St. Giles, London, flooding the streets with over 323,000 gallons of beer. The beer flood caused at least 8 deaths and was a result of a domino effect of bursting vats. Imagine a flood of beer. Animated propaganda. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union produced a plethora of animated propaganda films. One of the most surprising was a Soviet version of Winnie the Pooh, used to propagate social norms and ideology. Yes, even Winnie the Pooh was part of the propaganda. Benito Mussolini's vampire army plan. In World War II, Italian dictator Benito Mussolini had a bizarre plan to create a vampire army. He thought releasing malaria-infected mosquitoes over enemy troops would defeat his foes. Thankfully, this plan never came to fruition. The false armistice. On November 7, 1918, major newspapers in the U.S. mistakenly announced the end of World War I. This led to mass celebrations across the country, only to be called off later as false information. A premature celebration, to say the least. Which of these facts blew your mind? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to follow for more incredible stories.